another episode of the Lenzwizard Lightroom series. It's 2017, or 2K17 as I like to say. We are in Lightroom today and we are talking about presets, develop presets. So we're going to talk about what is a preset, where to find the presets. We want to find where they live in Lightroom, how to apply them, how to create them, and then at the end we're going to talk a little bit about an additional step that you can do with a preset that a lot of people overlook, but I use almost every single time I import. So with that said, I'm going to put some times across the screen in case you want to reference this video in the future and reference just a particular part of it. There are your times right there. Okay, now with that said, let's get started and find out where do these so-called presets live. We are in the library module, and if you look over here to the left, you are going to notice that they're not there. And I just want to show you that. I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but I just wanted to show you that they're not in the library module. Because they are called develop presets, you have to be in the develop module. Now, I'm all about keyboard shortcuts, so I'm going to hit the letter D, and D is going to take me over into develop module in or on the particular image that I had selected. Now, if we look over here, we can see now that our presets are here. It says presets. They live right underneath of Navigator. So with that said, I want to go over here and just click on basic, and notice that nothing has been done to this image. These images, just so you know, I was in Thailand, November and December, end of November, beginning of December in 2016, and these are huts along a canal. So that's what you're looking at. So now let's first talk about what is a preset. Okay, a preset is a preset edit that's been saved. In other words, it's an edit. It's edited the image, and then you liked it the way those settings were, and you want to use them again in the future, so you save them, and it's then preset. Okay, so let's just go up here, over here to the left, and click on the little plus sign. That's what, if you were going to create a new preset, you would click on that. Now, we're not going to create it yet, but I just want to let you see this is what all your options are. You have, first, it's going to have a name, and it's going to have a folder that it lives in within the preset panel over here. Now, you have pretty much everything that you can adjust over here on your right hand side, you can save as the recipe, so to speak. But what I wanted to show is, let's just say check none. Now, if we check none, all the tick boxes are opened up with the exception of process version. And if I untick process version, you can see it gives us some dialogue saying that about some visual results in future versions. So this is very important that this stays checked all the time in any preset that you create. I just wanted to point that out. Now, we're going to come back to this dialog box a little while later, and we're going to actually put some checks in here, and we're going to create a preset. So now let's apply a preset. So to apply a preset, again, I just want you to keep your eyes over here at the same time. I'm just going to go over here and pick out anything. These are fashion presets that I particularly wouldn't use on this edit, I don't think, but I just want to, make a dramatic change in it so you can see. So if I click on this, I've applied it, and not much happened, although some stuff happened right here. The vibrance went down, the saturation went down, but I know on this particular preset, if I go down here to my saturation, has on just about everything has been decreased. And this also this is quite an in-depth preset, by the way. This has some split toning done to it. So reason I chose that one is it's not particularly what I would use on this image, but I just wanted to show that you can save a lot of stuff in that preset. And if I wanted to apply all of these settings to the next image, say, instead of going in and moving each slider one at a time, I can just go and click on the next image, and I can go find that same preset and apply it again. Now, here's the great thing, really, and that is if I want to apply it to more than one image, I can do it all. Instead of clicking on each image and going over here and hitting the preset, I can actually select more than one image. Now, what I want to show you, this right here says previous, and just keep your eye on this. When I select more than one image, you see sync light up. Actually, it says auto sync, and this little switch here will make it move from sync to auto sync. And if I want to apply the preset to more than one image, all the same preset, I select the images that I want the preset to go to and just click preset, and it applies it to every single one of them. So now if I go down through here, they all have that same preset done to them. Okay, so I'm going to undo that actually, because I don't want that to be on there. So that is how you apply a preset, and that is how you apply a preset to more than one image. If you want to apply it to more than one image, I'm going to go through it just one more time quickly here. Say we want to apply it to all of these images. We just make sure auto sync is checked. Now, the one thing you got to keep in mind about auto sync is it is auto sync. So if I increase my star rating, see I have 3 stars. If I increase it to 5, well, they all go to 5. So just that's a little lesson right there on auto sync. So that's how you apply the presets to more than one image at a time. Now, with that said, let's move on and let's make a preset. So let's unselect that, hit G to go back to the grid view. And I have an image here that is, let's see, these two are about the same. Actually, this whole series is a little too dark, but I'm going to choose, actually, I think I might choose this one right here. Okay, so this image is kind of dark, and I want to develop this. So I'm going to go hit the keyboard shortcut of D. I get over into develop, and I want to go up here to basic. And I think just for all intent purposes, let's click on as shot. I'm sorry, as auto down here. Click on auto, and you can see, well, it lightened it up. It certainly did that, but it might have made it a little too bright back here in the back. So let's start with bringing our highlights down. This is just going to be a quick down and dirty edit, and maybe I just want to bring that down a little bit right there. And shadows, maybe I want to see just a little bit more detail in her hair there. I'm kind of going overboard a little bit. Maybe I want to soften that skin a little, so I'm going to bring that down to 20. Clarity, minus 20 on a woman's face, you cannot go wrong. I will tell you that. Minus 20 on a girl's face, they love it. So don't go more than 20, but minus 20 is perfect. And now to bring this blue up a little bit, I know that if I increase vibrance, I can bring my blue up. And maybe I want to, let's see. Maybe I want to darken that blue a little bit. And if I click on luminance and I decrease the blue, you can see it makes it a little darker right there. And maybe I want to darken that green island that's in the background. So there, that's my edit. I want to save that. And what I am going to do is go over here, click on, and we're going to call it Lenzwizard 2. and it's going to live in 2K17. And I'm just going to check everything. I didn't move noise reduction or anything. So because I didn't move it, it's okay. It's going to be neutral, but I'm just going to leave everything checked. And I'll show you in a minute where you would just want to check maybe one thing. But first, we're going to leave everything checked. And then we're going to say create. Okay? So now, if I go to the next image, let's see, maybe it wasn't the next one. Let's go back to this one. This one is a little dark. Now, I want to apply Lenzwizard 2. And you can see it applied it, but maybe too much for this particular image. So let's bring our exposure down a little bit. And our highlights are already down. So maybe this image was a little overexposed in the background to start with. And there's not much we can do about that. But as you can see, it applied it. Now, if I go back and I click on it again, it's going to go right back up. So what it does, any image in this timeline that I don't know if I have any more dark ones. Here's a kind of a dark one. Here's a dark one. Let's click on this Lenzwizard 2, and you can see it brightened that up quite a bit. This was actually a bad image because she had the sun shining on her face, and I did not like that. But there you go. That is how you create a preset and you save it, and it will always be there for you to use. So now let's look at a preset that I use all the time, and I actually import the images from my camera and apply the preset automatically upon import so that I don't have to go through and futz with the photos and add it after the fact. And what I'm going to show you is, so right up here we have lens corrections, and it says 2K17 lens corrections. Now, what lens corrections are, and let me first go over to my panel, and you go down to lens corrections, and as you can see, they're checked. Now, when I uncheck them on this particular image, you see that warp a little bit. What it's doing, there's all these lens profiles, and it automatically reads the profile that's in the metadata of the photo, and it applies it for my particular lens. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is save this, make it a preset. So if I wanted to make this preset that is lens corrections, what I do is I come in on just any given photo of any given lens, it doesn't matter, and I click lens correction. And now I go over here and I hit add. And what I'm going to do is uncheck all. Uncheck all. Remember, I'm going to leave process version checked. Go up here. If I click the top of it puts it in all of them. And now the only thing that's going to be applied to the photo is the lens correction. Give it a name and hit create. I'm going to hit cancel because I already have it. But now, how am I going to use that? Okay, how I'm going to use that, click G to go back into your library. We're going to be in grid view, and we're just going to do a mock import here. Okay, so I have photos that I want to import, so I would go down and I would click on import. Now, in my video of importing, you can go and check that video out, and I talk about all good things about importing, where we start over here on the left, and the way Adobe has designed it, we move over across the top to the right. But one of the things that we will see is apply during import. And you see I already have it in there because this is what I use. Now, if I open this up, I can pick none. And that by default, that's what's there, none. Okay, but for everything that I import, I want to add a lens correction to it. So I go down here, whoop, let's see, and we hit lens corrections. Now, if you have a white balance already set, if you just want to do auto tone, whatever you want to add, you can add it during import. Now, in another video, I will show you how to put presets into your system. And just as a preview into that, we can go up here to edit, go down to preferences, and there is a tab that says presets, and there is a place where you can store presets with this catalog or show Lightroom presets folder. Okay, everybody, thanks so much for stopping by, checking me out. I hope this helps you out with presets. They're an awesome thing for workflow. I use them in two ways. I use them to increase workflow when I need to. They're great for, if you're doing an all-day shoot and you just want to add some basic stuff. Maybe it was a wedding or it was an outdoor event and you just need to brighten some contrast, maybe drop a few highlights, and you want the workflow to just roll along a lot quicker. Make up a preset and hit the whole batch with it. But the second way that I use presets is at the end, and I'm doing this when I do it. I don't have an example here, but when I'm doing a high-end image that I'm working on just one image, and maybe it's a very creative image, and I take it into Photoshop and I do all kinds of stuff with it. Sometimes I have in my mind, and that's part of the creative process, I have in my mind a particular preset that when I come back into Lightroom, I'm going to apply to that image. And I would call that a creative preset. So you can use them a couple different ways. And if I'm doing that, it goes on to the image right at the very end before it outputs with the watermark and goes out to be a JPEG. So two ways to use them. Use them to increase your workflow and use them to help your creativity. Thanks so much for stopping by. Check out more of the Lenzwizard Lightroom series. It's going to continue on through 2017.